Welcome back to the Transform Your Mind to Transform Your Life, the podcast. This is Life Coach Myrna Young, and you're listening to 5-Minute Fridays with Coach Myrna. Today, I want to talk on the topic, the pursuit of happiness, letting go of your emotional baggage. In the pursuit of happiness, there's a compelling analogy to explore, the notion of emotional baggage. Those aspects of our lives that unwillingly become our captors. Imagine these emotional baggage things that bind us and make us slaves to routines, expectations, and unnecessary burdens. So let me share with you a story that I heard that, was the foundation for me wanting to share this message with you today. The Buddha told the story. A few monks were sitting on a bench when a farmer passed by. The farmer said, "Honorable monks, did you see my cows pass by? I have 12 cows and they all ran away. Also, this year my farm was invaded by pests, so I didn't get a crop. I am so distressed, I want to kill myself." The monks felt compassion for the man and said, "So sorry for your loss, but we did not see your cows pass by." Then when the man left, he turned to the other monks and he said, "Do you know why you're happy? It is because you don't have any cows." So when I heard this, I said to myself, this is a teaching moment, and I had to share. So we think that having cows, which I'm going to switch up with emotional baggage because you don't really physically have cows, right? It's things that you possess that the monk is talking about. Things that if you lost is going to make you distressed. Things that make you want to kill yourself, right? Because you've lost it, you don't have it, you're not getting it. So we're going to switch up cows with emotional baggage. So these are things that we value, right? That we think is going to make us happy, but in fact, they contribute to our unhappiness because now you've got this baggage. Think of it, this luggage that you have to carry around, and you constantly have to worry about losing this luggage or someone stealing it from you. I heard a story that says that, when you don't have money, you're upset, you're distressed. When you do have money, all you think about is keeping it. All you think about is who's going to steal it from you. You never have any peace. So be careful what you wish for, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So you constantly worry about holding on to your emotional baggage or chasing them if you lose them, right? So that's the secret, really, to happiness. Don't accumulate baggage and you will be free. You will be free to find happiness. Okay, but there must be another way, right? But for this message, I want to teach you how to learn to let go, to set your cows free, because if they run away or someone takes them, they will be the cause of your suffering. And emotional baggage is heavy. It is an inner burden, right? And happiness is only available if you are free from the bonds of what your life should look like, right? If you're a slave, you'll never be happy. Even if you're only a slave to an idea is just as bonding as, physical, holding on to something physical like your car, right? So Buddha and Jesus were both free. They did not have a house or a bank account. Jesus said, the Son of Man do not have a place to lay his head. And I'm not saying, though, that you shouldn't have a home or a bank account. I have both. But this message is that you can't be a slave. You can't make them become baggage. You can't be worrying every minute if you're going to lose it, which means that you're not happy. So let's look at some common mental cows or emotional baggage. These could be societal expectations, toxic relationships, self-imposed standards that dictate your actions and emotions or ideas on what success should look like. What do you think success should look like? You're what? Are you, they say that happiness is working towards a goal. Success is accomplishing any goal. It doesn't mean that you have to have $1 million. It doesn't mean that you have to be like Elon Musk, right? Success can be small little victories, right? So number one is identifying your herd. I love the cows analogy. Recognizing your mental cows. Take a moment to introspect and identify the emotional baggage in your life. Do you have one cow or do you have a herd? What are you telling yourself that you need to be happy? A client of mine told me that she wants to live in a condo on the beach. And it's something that she's always wanted. And she feels that's what's going to make her happy. The problem is she can't afford a condo on the beach. Those things cost $1 million, right? So that is becoming a slave to an idea, right? Nothing is physically bonding her, but the fact that she thinks that she wants to live on the beach to be happy, or she needs to live on the beach to be happy, it is a mental cow. Now, I always feel that if I become truly successful, and I mean like a lot of money in my bank account, I would like to live on the beach. But to me, that would be what you do when you've got money like Oprah, right? So you don't be poor and clamoring to live on the beach, because that is something that's going to make you unhappy, and it doesn't need to be, right? So acknowledging your cow or your herd is the first step to reclaiming your happiness. Number two, the fetter of expectations, breaking free from societal pressures. Society often imposes expectations that can feel like a heavy yoke around your neck, choking you. Challenge and reevaluate those expectations, distinguishing between suicidal norms and your authentic desires. Release the pressure to conform and witness the liberating effect it has on your overall well-being and happiness. The popular cow here is women who are slaves to the idea that they need to be married by a certain age. Like, I think it's 30. So if you're like 33, you're like, my biological clock is ticking here. Like, come on. You go to a first date and you start talking about children and the person just runs, right? So yes, that is just society. People are getting married at 60s and 70s. I mean, hey, when it happens, and you don't need to put undue pressure on yourself. Shedding the weight of comparison is number three. Escaping the comparison trap. Comparing yourself to others is a mental cow that hinders your happiness. Each person's journey is unique, and measuring your worth against someone else's standards only diminishes your joy. Embrace your individuality, understanding that true happiness only comes from within. Are you okay in there? I'm reading the book now, Living Unfettered with Michael Singer, and he keeps saying, are you happy in there? Because if you're happy in there, everything else is going to be, you're going to be happy out there, right? But it all starts with in here. All right, number four, letting go of grudges, breaking the change of resentment. Holding on to grudges is like tethering yourself to a resentful past, a mental cow that restricts your emotional freedom. Practice forgiveness, not as a favor to others, but as a gift to yourself. Releasing the weight of past grievances, you can create space for happiness to flourish. Again, it's an inside job. Number five, materialism as a ball and chain. So you have to redefine success and wealth, which is what I stated earlier. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be Elon Musk to be wealthy. I heard something that says that if you have change in a piggy bank, you're wealthier than 95% of the world, right? So yeah, maybe you need to redefine success. The pursuit of material wealth can turn into a relentless chase, transforming possessions into mental cows that dictate your worth and your happiness. Reevaluate your definition of success and wealth, place an emphasis on experiences, relationships, and personal growth. That is where the happiness lies. By doing so, you liberate yourself from the shackles of materialism and unhappiness. So, in conclusion, in the pastures of life, the journey to happiness involves acknowledging and releasing your mental cows or emotional baggage. These metaphorical burdens, whether they be expectations, comparisons, grudges, material pursuits, can hinder the pursuit of genuine joy. Embrace the freedom that comes with letting go, allowing happiness to flow into open spaces created by releasing of those mental constraints. As you free yourself from the unnecessary, you may find a renewed sense of purpose and contentment, revealing the authentic joy that arises when you live on your own terms. So, these are some tips to pursue happiness, the pursuit of happiness, because regardless of who you are, male, female, rich, poor, white, black, whatever, we all, that's inclusive of everybody, as my pastor would say, exclusive of none. We all want happiness. That's what we came into this body to experience. Our soul wants to experience happiness and joy and peace. Those are the fruits of the Spirit. So be careful of what you lug around, your emotional baggage. Be careful, because that's a burden that's bending you over. So learn to release them and find joy in the simple pleasures of life. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of 5 Minute Fridays with Coach Myrna. If you're listening to this on iTunes, we'd love for you to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and rate and review. If you're watching on YouTube, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button as well. So thank you for tuning in. And until next time, namaste.